First, this is KIMT Storm Team 3, weather coverage you can count on.
KIMT Storm Team 3 meteorologist Sara Knox is joining us now. It is great to see the sun out there, but as we've talked about many times before, it is that very deceptive winter sun where you think, oh, it looks so nice, sunny and warm, but it is completely the opposite of that out there right now. It is bone-chilling cold.
Absolutely, yeah. We just were mentioning, almost see some of the sun dogs out there. If you look at these live eyes, yeah, so it's a sunny day, but it's a sunny day with sun dogs. And those of you who have been up here for a little bit know that that means it's cold outside, very cold. In fact, temperatures are in the single digits, at least for most of us. I'll step out of the way of Mason City where it's a tad bit warmer, but just as equally sunny, really looking great, but feeling not so great. So moving on to satellite and radar first, has shown more of that sunshine. There are a few clouds to be seen further to the north and a bit further to the west. We still have high pressure in play, but as it continues to move, weaken, etc., we will get to see some of these clouds moving in. Eventually they'll head in, then they're going to move out again. That's going to make for another very chilly start to our Tuesday, but we'll get to that in just a moment because it's a very chilly time right now, and it's the middle of the day. Well, it is 5 degrees currently in Rochester, 10 in Mason City, so I mentioned double digits back in play. I also wanted to show off the winds. They are not terribly strong. We're talking anywhere between 5 to 15 miles per hour, maybe a little bit stronger. Rochester sitting at 16 miles per hour. That is enough, as we know, to make things feel much cooler. So maybe 5 degrees in Rochester. But if you go out there without gloves on, your hands are going to feel that 14 below. That is the wind chill, the real feel, and many of us are in the double digits below zero when it comes to that fact. And generally we'll be staying there. We might start to see some of these numbers pop up, especially in some of the warmer cities like Mason City. Wind chills could get closer to the zero mark, even maybe get above it. But generally we're staying pretty darn cold. These temperatures for most hanging out in the single digits and not really wanting to budge out of that. And again, most of that is a little further to the north. And some of us could reach the double digits just as we've seen Mason City, but it's not going to be much warmer here as we go through the next several hours. All right, moving over to Sky Tracker 3, it's picking up on more cloud cover than what we're actually seeing. In fact, it might be picking up on a little bit of the ice crystals that we are seeing further, much further up in the atmosphere. It's hard to say. We are clear right now, and it's going to take a little more time for these clouds to make their way over, but it's a nice general consensus that clouds will start to build back in once the sun has set. This is around 5 p.m., and then they're going to be moving right out as we head into the overnight hours. Now, early morning Tuesday, 5 a.m., going to be very similar to what we had this morning. Some nice sunshine, but some very, very chilly temperatures. Now, temperatures just themselves are expected to fall low tonight. Many of us getting below the zero mark. Again, we factor in the wind chills and they could be right around the 20 below marks. Some dangerous cold, especially here as we've kicked off the new year. Once again, Tuesday features sunshine, but another chilly day. So very similar to today, you want to bundle up. And it's almost like we flip a switch from Tuesday to Wednesday because look at that warm up. We get to finish the week very strong, but then we get into the weekend and it's going to be round 2 of the brutal cold.
I was going to say, it's nice to have goals, and I'm looking ahead and I'm like, okay, if we just get to that 40 degrees, everything will be nice and fine.
Yes, nice and fine, at least for a little bit.
All right, thank you, Sarah.
Of course.